Well, it was total annihilation by the Quetta Gladiators today. Finn Allen absolutely pumping that one back down the ground for a huge six after a huge opening stance between him and captain Sal Shaquille to seal the deal. Here come the Quetta Gladiators. That is 3 on the bounce. Of course, they're at home here at Gaddafi in this season of the tournament. A huge opening partnership that broke the back of a very small run chase indeed. After bowling out the Multan Sultans for only 89, they made light work of the Sultans in 6.5 overs. They get the job done this evening. Absolute elation from the Quetta Gladiators dugout there. An absolute pleasure to have you back with us as we look at the summary of the day. And well, as I said, bowled out for 89, Multan Sultans were absolutely under the pump, and it was due to some incredible efforts from the entire bowling unit, led from the front by Kuram there, 4 for 23, exceptional. Wasim Jr., 2 for 18. Fahim Ashraf as well, 2 for 21, bowling them out for 89. And in reply, well, the openers made light work of it. 90 chased down in just the 6.5. An emphatic 10-wicket win, which did wonders for their net run rate as well. Look at them jump straight to second there, straight in the positive with 1.034 now. And they played 6 matches, winning 4, only losing 2, 8 points on the board. And well, the Multan Sultans, last year's runner-ups, they have no answers, sitting bottom of the table. A very warm welcome back to the pitchside studio, unpacking the absolute demolition of the Multan Sultans, and who better to do it with than Rilee Rossouw of the Quetta Gladiators and Mr. Waqar Younis. Rilee, big smile on your face says it absolutely all. I mean, it's good to beat a side, but that was just a total demolition today.
Yeah, and it started from the first ball. I thought Mo Amir started off really, really well once again for us. And Kuram has been amazing with his line and length. Has been hitting on this wicket, and this pitch, I think, suits him to the T, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, he is not known to, be a T20 bowler. Khurram Manzoor has been part of the test side for Pakistan for a while now. But I don't know if it's the pitch made you guys make him, play, or because he hardly played before this.
Yeah, I think he asks the right questions. He keeps on putting the ball where the batsmen are being challenged.
Yeah,
and he does it consistently. In today's game, I think that's all you can ask for as a bowler, is just to ask the right questions, and he's been doing that phenomenally.
It seems like that you guys were just waiting for home. There was no home for Quetta before that. You guys got a home ground now. Lahore is the home ground, and you guys, doesn't matter what the pitches are like, you are on roll.
Yeah, but once again, I gotta say it. I think it suits our bowlers. Yeah, I think last year we were in Karachi, and that didn't kind of suit our bowlers. This year, I think in being our home ground, Lahore, we decided that we're going to take as much points as we can. And at the moment, we're on a good roll.
Yep. Well, let's talk about this wicket, because you said to us just off air that you actually thought it was quite spicy this evening, and it really did something in the first innings. But then your openers come and absolutely obliterated it from ball one. What actually happened to the conditions throughout this match tonight?
I think it's a tough one to explain, because when things go for you, it just happens. And luck's been on our side, and we're going to continue that wave. But it's also the mindset of us wanting to go out and score runs and being positive about it, and taking those opportunities when we can. And like I said, it's paid off for us.
I want to talk about your celebrations as well, because they're some of the best in the business. But I want to ask you about this one right here, because we're all sitting up in the commentary box wondering what on earth was happening. So, holes out to Mohammed Wasim Jr. and then he points at you.
That's a very grumpy Rilee Rossouw. So what happened there is I'm the specialist mid-on fielder. I'd like to think so. And we've got a thing in the team, our best fielder of the day. Okay. And it basically goes about who takes the most catches, who doesn't fumble, who gets a run out here and there. And the ball right before that, Saad told me, please go stand at cover. I was like, no, I don't want to. And then 2 catches go there. So I was very grumpy. But I mean, obviously good banter grumpy, but that's what it's about.
So why did you get moved then if you're the best specialist mid-on fielder in the naughty boy corner?
I think that's a question you need to ask the captain.
wanted to share the best fielder award around. Have you won it a few times then in the dressing room?
Well, if you've been around, you can see I've been taking a couple of catches. So
She's been to China and she missed out a couple of games.
I did.
She was away for a bit.
I buzzed off for a couple of days, but you have taken a number of speckies, and I love the thought that you do put into your celebrations, whether it's with the bat, and we know that we've seen a lot of these right throughout HBL PSL, 2 centuries to your name, but 4 catches last match, as you rightly said. I mean, do you sit down with a pen and paper and go, well, what haven't I done for a while? Or is it, I know your kids often give you a lot of ammo as well with that.
Oh, no, I don't know. My next celebration, I got no idea what it's going to be. Hopefully the rocket comes out. I would like to do that. I also want to still break my record here in the PSL. So when I get the opportunity and hopefully the wicket's not so spicy, you never know what can happen.
I just want to ask you one more question regarding Wasim Jr. You know, I know Quetta Manzoor bowled well. Fahim chipping in, he picked up 5 in the last game, but he is in the middle overs. He's creating that, that pressure with his length, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm very happy for him because I think last year he didn't get the rewards that he deserved. I think this year he's come out swinging in terms of he wasn't selected in the first couple of games, and he's come out and he's wanted to prove a point.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely done that, and he's whatever it may be, what situation he's bowling, he's done it phenomenally.
Yeah, he's looking good.
It was a bit of a slow start to Quetta as well, obviously after winning that first match, losing a couple. You're now at home at Gaddafi Stadium. It seems to be suiting you all exceptionally well. But, what was the chat in the team room ahead of the match today? Because that momentum is so important in this format of the game. Something's happened then. If you're giving us that giggle.
He's not going to give us anything.
He's got it. Come on.
There's not a lot of chat, to be really honest with you. It's more about just expressing ourselves out there and making sure we're ready from ball one, taking responsibility. These things you can talk about day in and day out. But we've got the experience in the room that knows what needs to be done, and it's kind of the staff has just kind of backed us with that when it comes to that regard, instead of just chatting with us the whole time.
And you also got Sir Vivian Richard there.
100%.
That makes a massive difference, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, he's always supporting the guys and he's always energetic, so it's always good to have him in the dugout.
3 wins on the bounce now. You certainly seem to have found your settled playing 11, and you're playing some really good cricket. I want to know what kind of a captain Saud Shakil is as well. What's it like to be in the change room with him, and what kind of pump-ups does he give you before you head out into the middle?
There's a lot of Urdu being spoken before the game goes on.
You must be fluent by now.
You should
You've been
know
here
by
as long
now.
as I have.
No, he's a little feisty character. Last year he was very quiet. Didn't he went about his business, but this year he's come out firing off, and I feel like that's the kind of the energeticness that we needed in the field when he goes at the other opposition. It's something that you don't see a lot of in cricket nowadays, and it really, as a player playing with him, it like pumps you up to want to be in the fight, in the competition.
You're a spice specialist too, weren't you? Bit of aggro, bit of fun in the middle.
Yeah, me and Rilee was just talking before that. Gone those days when you can get into a batter's face or a batter can just give it back to you, and now these referees, there's sportsmanship and all sorts of things. So yeah, I miss that. I don't know if you miss that or not, but I miss that. But that's the way the game goes now.
Rilee, you were talking a little bit earlier about breaking your record. Are you talking about the fastest 100 in the HBL PSL, or getting your 3rd 100 in the tournament? What is it for you personally?
Personally, I actually just want to score runs at a good rate, as exciting as I've always been in my career. I kind of felt like maybe the last year I've been in a shell and trying to score runs at a normal rate, but like it's not T20 cricket. It's about going out there and expressing your talent and your flair, and that's what I want to get back to.
Don't worry, pitches will get better and you'll get your chance.
And sometimes you get moved around the batting order a little bit.
Yeah.
The statistics suggest that you're best at 3. Where do you like to bat?
100%, and that's a conversation that myself and the staff and the captain had, and we said, listen, this is where I bat my best.
Yeah.
Let me go out there, guns blazing. If it comes off, it will come off pretty damn nicely. If it doesn't, we still got a lot of batting down the order, so I'm glad that they've backed me to bat at 3 this tournament, and hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the stats don't lie, and HBL PSL has been a great tournament for you across the years. So just before we let you go, a few words on just why you love this comp so much, and what is it about it that you think that brings out some of the very best in you?
I think I've had this question quite a few times already, and I think it's the people in Pakistan, how humble and how much in the fans in the stadium, how much they enjoy cricket, and it's just the passion that we brought when we were the first couple that came here to bring cricket back. And just to see the smiles and the energeticness on their faces and the love for the game that they have, it sits deep in my heart. Knowing that I was one of the first few that came back to Pakistan. So that's definitely one reason why I keep on coming back every year, because I just want to keep on seeing this kind of like keep going up and up and up and up.
I totally agree with that. I was with you in 2019 when we came back for the finals in Karachi for the first time in a really long time. It warms my heart to see them embracing us as they do. And I think, as you said, Pakistani hospitality and the people are just incredible. So, bahut shukriya for that. And bahut shukriya for your time. We really appreciate it. We'll let you go and enjoy the win and the early night with the boys. But Rilee Rossouw, it's been an absolute joy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well done, mate.
Right, we are off to a very short break here at the Pitchside studio, but stick with us. Plenty more guests, plenty more action to unpack very shortly. Well, no doubt you were all thrilled by the incredible entertainment by the Quetta Gladiators tonight. What an emphatic victory across the Multan Sultans to really seal their fate at the bottom of the table. Waqar Younis is alongside me as he was in the last segment, but also hello to Martin Guptill, who's made his way down from the commentary box. Marty, it was a true obliteration, wasn't it? What did you make of what we just saw?
As you said, an obliteration. I mean, from ball one, Quetta were on tonight, and they found a fantastic length with how they bowled on this new wicket here, and they found a difficult line of length for the Multan Sultan batters to actually get away. So, they created pressure right from the get-go, and once they got on top of them, they just never let up.
I thought it was quite interesting. Rilee Rossouw said that they actually thought that the wicket was a little bit spicy in that first innings. We all thought it looked like an absolute belter. But what do you make of his perception of that?
Yeah, there was a little bit, I guess, with the new ball, as expected with the new strip. So, look, as I said, they really just found a great line of length, and once they found it, they never let up, and they got lucky with a few, maybe, a little nibble here, a little nibble there, but Multan Sultans just didn't have an answer to what they were bowling down.
Well, let's walk you through the batting innings now of the Multan Sultans with the fall of wickets and see what you made of some of those shots.
Right from the get-go, early on, trying to force the ball there, which wasn't quite there to go. And then this one was just, what could have been. He didn't give himself a chance to get in and just really threw his wicket away. Here we go, lovely catch there from Finn Allen at first slip. Another one there, a little bit lucky maybe on the review there, but out is out. And then Fahim Ashraf into the attack, and they just kept picking up wickets at crucial times, and they never let up. There were no partnerships involved or anything like that. And another one there, Michael Bracewell swinging away and just a feather through. Another one just straight up in the air from David Willey. They just kept going, didn't they? They just kept,
Yeah, as a unit, I think they're bowling really, really well. They don't allow anyone to, and then on top of that, the fielding was superb. Couple of run-outs, and Rizwan on the other end, he was just kept on looking, his partners just disappearing. This was another fantastic throw right on the right of the wicketkeeper, Kushal Mendes, and he just hurried up, and Snan was out, and this was a last delivery, a beauty from Wasim Jr.
Yeah, comprehensive effort from the entire bowling unit of the Quetta Gladiators to bowl out the opposition for only 89 runs. That's the least runs the Multan Sultans have ever scored batting first. So lots to think about for them. But I want to come to you again, Waqar, because the player of the match performance by Quram Shahzad with the ball was absolutely exceptional.
Yeah. As Guppy said, he's just a perfect line on length bowler, and that's what he did. This was a little bit a lazy shot, and this was not a great shot. I thought this was a little hoik straight to mid-on. Amir was there, but after that he found the right length, just asking the batter to come on the front foot, getting LBWs, caught behinds. Beautiful bowling.
Yeah, of course, it had to go to a bowler, the player of the match, didn't it? When you bowl a side out for only 89 runs. Not the quickest bowler going around, Marty, but what made him so difficult to contend with tonight, do you think?
As we've said previously, it's the line of length, but he also hit the seam. He let the wicket do the talking. Obviously, he made his debut in Australia for Pakistan in Test matches last year, and bowled really well on that surface. And we've alluded to that this was Australian soil, and he just found that perfect length.
Yeah.
You weren't able to drive as a batter, you weren't able to go back, and he created so much indecision in the footwork of the batters tonight, and he reaped the rewards for that.
That Test match length, hey, Waka?
Yeah, he plays Test match cricket. He's played a lot of first-class cricket, domestically, and he knows exactly what needs to be done on these sort of pitches. And when you have overs in your legs, when you have bowled a lot, you control that length really well. And I think it all starts from Mohammad Amir from the word go. He starts off really well, and then followed up with the Khurram, who was given a new ball today, which I thought was a trump card, because he bowls much better with the new ball, and he's shown it today. And normally you don't expect this sort of bowler to be playing in T20 cricket, but he has proven everyone wrong.
For bowlers, they found the Test match length to work today. Perhaps some of the batters should have thought about Test match technique and actually given themselves a few balls to get in, Guffey, before some of those big swings.
Yeah, a couple of questionable ones there, but look, T20 cricket, you're here for the excitement and the expression of how you go about trying to get that big strike rate under the belt. So, yeah, potentially they will go back and relive how they could have done it better.
Yeah, absolutely. And, fantastic bowling was supported by even better fielding, probably. Wonderful work in the field by the entirety of the Quetta Gladiators today. But let's see who our safe hands was of the night.
They did drop a couple of catches, but this was Finn Allen's in the slips. It was dying on him, and he had to really grab it from the front. This angle will give us a better picture. A little push from Ghulam, and beautiful grab from Finn Allen's, just maybe half an inch off the ground.
Yeah, really sharp work in slips. Is he always that good there, Guffey?
Slips is
Can't
not
be better
easy.
than him, that's for sure.
Oh, come on, Waka. No, look, he's got a good pair of hands. He can take the keeping gloves if needed for his side as well. So, he's, as I said, decent hands. He can field anywhere, really. He's got a reasonably strong arm as well. So, quick to the ball around the outfield.
Mohammad Rizwan, the captain, not the day for his side, but he did post an unbeaten 44 or 44 rocks as well, Waka. Had he gotten out early, there was a couple of chances as well for him. Imagine what the score might have been for the Sultans.
Look, they needed at least 150 on this surface to give themselves a chance, but nobody stayed at the crease. He was the only individual who was fighting his way out. He should have maybe taken on the bowlers a little bit more and a little bit earlier, because he allowed the tail to sort of go and face few deliveries, and sometime you need to just get that control in your own hand as a skipper, which I don't think he did enough. But yeah, a gritty, a very fighting innings, one can call it, and he always does that when this situation is like this.
Yeah, he held his bat right throughout the innings, 44 red ink off 44 balls, Martin. Was the strategy right for him up top? Or I suppose it is difficult when you're losing partners down the other end, though.
Yeah, absolutely is. And, I've been in that situation myself before, and it does create a bit of indecision in your decision making. You just don't know whether it's the right time to go and go hard or what, or try and build a partnership. And I'm not sure that he was sort of sure of what to do himself tonight, and he wasn't able to build partnerships with anyone at the other end, because they just kept trying to hit the big shots and getting out, and that no one wanted to dig deep with him and just create a little bit of a partnership to get themselves back in the game. Because in T20 cricket, you're only one partnership away from being right back in the game when you lose a few wickets close together.
Well, the problem for the Sultans now, though, is that they've only won 1 from 7 games.
Yeah.
Waka, where do they go from here? How do you possibly try and resurrect this season?
First of all, it's going to be tough to pick them up, for the rest of the tournament, because even this evening before the match, they were very, very down. The body language wasn't there. Even skipper himself wasn't really that bubbly happy go Mohammad Rizwan. We see he was down, and this loss is not going to really help. It's going to be hard to them to pick them up. And let's see what they do. They are a good side. They have got potential, but unfortunately, at this stage, it's a tough gig for them.
Mark, I know you've only joined us in the last couple of days, but you've been watching this entire tournament from home back in Kiwiland. To go from being runner-ups for the last 3 seasons in a row to now being unable to even post a win on the board, is it a recruitment thing? Is it a gelling consistency thing? Is it a momentum thing swinging the wrong way? What do you probably put their misfortunes down to?
Probably a little bit of everything. T20 cricket, you can get on a really good winning streak, but on the other flip side of that, you can also get on a really bad losing streak. And unfortunately for Multan, that's what they're on now. And it can only take a couple of a little bit of luck to go your way, and then things can really turn around. So they'll be looking for that in the last 3 games to hopefully get a little bit of credibility out of the season.
All right, lots to think about for Multan Sultans and lots for us to chat still about here in the Pitchside studio. Off to a short breather. We'll see you in a sec. Well, we're deciphering all of the action of the Multan Sultans falling perilously to the Quetta Gladiators today. Absolute obliteration by them, and Aruj Mumtaz and Mark Butcher now join me in the Pitchside studio. Thoughts, feelings, guys? I mean, what a performance by Quetta.
Well, I mean, if I can talk from a personal point of view, I'm quite happy to have an early night this evening.
I wonder why that is.
It was disappointing. I think Multan, knowing that they had very few chances to get back into the tournament, let alone this particular contest, I just didn't really acquit themselves the way that they needed to. We talked about the surface. Everybody knew the surface was whacker sore. What do we know about the whacker bounces? Didn't do anything, didn't go sideways at all. And they just played very, very badly right from the off. And once they'd lost 4 in the power play, it was all over. Nightmare performance.
We know the statistics are not on your side if you lose more than 3 in the power play. To lose 4, Aruj, they threw the kitchen sink at the playing 11 as well with 4 changes, but it just didn't click.
Yeah, I think it's about the application, which makes that point, right, where it was a demolition job. But again, there was sort of just felt like there was no trying to get better at what they were doing. There was no sort of realization of what the surface was doing. And nobody was really trying to just stick in. Every player that came out looked worse than the one who went back. And Rizwan was a lone man standing at the back of it. So I just felt where there were limited chances, they probably shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they probably did the right thing had the dew come in with the toss, Butch winning the toss, electing to field first. But as this wind that's blowing Aruja and mine's blow dry all over the park, no dew to speak of at all today. Do you think conditions played a part?
No. Listen, I think, Multan went into it with a slim chance of going through. I think they just looked completely devoid of all confidence. And look, we've all been there in team sports where things just don't go the way you want them to. And let's not forget, Lahore Qalandars, back-to-back champions, finished bottom of the table last year. So Multan have been incredibly consistent over a long period of time. But this is not going to be their year. And with, it might turn out that once they're completely out of it and can't qualify, that they start to play with a little bit more smarts and a bit more freedom.
Do you think it's a playing 11 situation as well, Aruj? Like, they've had so many different permutations of who actually takes to the field. Do you think maybe they should let the playing 11 settle and try and find some cohesiveness, or were they right to keep trying new combinations?
I mean, if you look at this from a larger point of view, I think they made a few blunders with selecting a squad in the draft. Having let go of Mohammad Ali and Abbas Afridi, Mohammad Ali was second on the wicket-taking list along with Osama Mir. You need somebody who can provide that breakthrough consistency with the new ball up front. That, and then obviously wanting to make too many changes, probably because they just haven't clicked. So all of that combined, and in today's game, I don't think you can pin it down to squads. You can't pin it down to the first 11. It was just very, very poor cricket from their batters. And after 89 or 90 bowled out, conditions or no conditions, you're giving yourself a very slim chance.
Yeah, absolutely. It was not a performance to remember for the Multan Sultans, but on the opposite foot, Quetta Gladiators, after bowling them out for only 89, they chased it down in only 6.5, and that was due to an excellent partnership at the top of the order. Let's relive some of those boundaries.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Saw Shakil got a really nasty blow early on from Mohamed Hasnain. But then sort of sussed out the conditions. The first couple of overs were a little bit dicey, but then using the pace, using what the bowlers are giving you, not looking to try and come down and bang the ball back over the bowler's head from a length. Some wonderful pull and hook shots. He was tested out with the short ball, got a bit of luck here and there, but by that point the game was over and done with. That sort of slashing it over backward point is exactly the right way to play on a pitch like this.
Yeah, and amazing what can happen. Got two batters alongside me when you give yourself a little look first before you go for it.
Well, it always helps. No matter how short the game, you always have time. And Quetta Gladiators did absolutely brilliantly. Saud, Finn Allen, both very contrasting players and both played to their strengths. Saud, I felt, was a bit... Well, he copped out a lot of criticism given that one innings a few games ago where he batted through the 20 overs and sort of played at less than a run a ball, played out about 40 odd deliveries. It was important for him. He slashed it a few, but by and large he was good. Finn Allen strong. He pounced on everything. It was either marginally short or marginally full.
Yeah, and he's been a bit bang or bust, Finn Allen, but when he goes bang, he goes big. Let's take a little look at his super sixes of the night.
Yeah, 5 of them tonight. This one we felt like maybe he didn't quite get all of it. Still managed to hit the boundary on the full. This one made such a sound. Probably was going to Zainab's house. Landed slightly short. Yeah, you never know. Got another one on the full again. His muscle shown through. Travelled some distance, that one. And then he decided to end the show with that big hit. So it's really good to watch.
I nearly thought that you guys up in the commentary box had to get ready for that one. It was coming straight at us, wasn't it, Butch?
Mate, he's a strong man and very imposing to bowl at because he's so tall, uses his height really, really well. He's always looking to sort of push forward even to the shorter deliveries, but he's able to get his hands up nice and high, ride the bounce from time to time to sort of nudge the ball away and pick up singles. And then if you get anywhere near the zones that he considers to be his kill zones, he kills. I mean, he just absolutely nails the ball. Very, very tough to bowl at. And of course, these conditions are ones that he knows very well.
And what a fight back in form, Rouge, because he's had a couple of ducks already this season as well. We know it's bang or bust as an opener trying to attack the power play, but he's fought his way back from, pretty low scoring affair the last few matches.
I think it sometimes helps you not scoring too many. Like Butch said, he's very familiar with these conditions. Yes, albeit a tall guy, but he still is very familiar with sort of the big bounce and didn't try to overhit the ball. So he's very quick to rock back onto the back foot, that one pull shot that he did hit. So I think it's good that you don't shy away from your strength. So even if he lost his wicket, he knew the team wouldn't be in trouble. But when you go out trying some, most often than not, you connect.
He looked very technically strong today too, Butch, and obviously I come to you on this, not being a batter myself, but kept the shape, gave himself a few balls to get in, maybe was the difference.
Yeah, and also, didn't try to bully sort of length balls back over the mid-off and mid-on area. The issue that Multan Sultans gave themselves is they were trying to play sort of cross-batted strokes down the ground, sort of thing you'd hit on low bounce pitches. But with the decks bouncing like that, you had to play with a lot straighter bat to the deliveries that were on a good length, and then wait for things that were shorter to be able to, and then use the pace of the bowler and the bounce of the ball to hit it square of the wicket. The errors that Multan made was perfect. It was Quetta got a great view of how not to do it when they were out there bowling, and they went out and executed it perfectly.
I could see you shadow batting there a little bit, Rougey. What did you like about the Techers?
She's just spinning on her chair.
I'm ready to go home. Yeah, I mean...
Was that your golf swing, actually, that you were practicing?
Just disclaimer, we're all playing golf in the morning. But anyways, more important stuff. Yeah, I mean, again, understanding what the surface was throwing at you, what the bowlers were throwing at you. One example of all of this was amalgamation was Saud Shakil's no-look shot. Right, somebody who obviously can't belt the ball a massive way, not the strongest going around, but with the pace on over from Mohammad Hasnain, he just decided to give himself room, and that ball travelled all the way. So I think just using the pace, and like Butch said, from a technical point of view, the lack of adaptability to the surface, and almost looking like not wanting to adapt to what was being thrown at Multan Sultans earlier on, this just tried and bullied the ball with Finn Allen and all his strength. Even he was timing the ball. So I think somewhere along the line, some of the better batters with probably slightly stronger fundamentals probably will come on top, given if the surfaces continue to play like this.
Yeah, well, Multan Sultans needed to really post some strong scoreboard pressure, but it was not to be. Yasir Khan, they desperately needed to not lose a lot of wickets in the power play, and was this the turning point tonight when he lost his wicket?
Yeah, I don't think that was the turning point. I think all of it was the turning point from Multan. Yes, he obviously scored big in the first game they won, the only game they won. But all of it was a bit of a dismal show, right? I mean, yeah, he missed one in the first ball, which could have gone to Rilee's hand had he been stationed at the fence, at the circle. But this one, again, not getting out of the middle. So, yeah, all of it.
Yeah, I think upon reflection, it probably was a turning point of in the entirety of the innings for the Multan Sultans, spinning around in circles, actually, as you were rightly just gesturing. Off to a very short break here, but stick with us. We're going to wrap things up on the other side and look ahead to the match tomorrow. Well, we've been wrapping up a night to remember for Quetta Gladiators and a night to forget for the Multan Sultans. Bowled out for just 89 runs, their lowest ever total in the history of HBL PSL. And the refreshing moment, I mean, we love a six, but how about a no-look shot like this?
Yeah, this is the epitome of using the pace of the bowler. and when the fast bowler has a bit of a laugh and a joke, you know you've done something pretty special. What a shot.
Oh, it was just brilliant to watch. And as you said, when a bowler gives you kudos like that, you've done pretty well. Well, after a bit of a slow start, here come the Quetta Gladiators. It was a wonderful win, but tomorrow a big match. The Derby, Lahore Qalandars, the home side at match 19. They're taking on the undefeated Islamabad United. Ooh, it's going to be a good one, Aruj.
Yeah, one thing's for certain, there will be far more crowds. There'll be a lot of noise. Islamabad United, yes, have their fan following. I think Shaheen and his boys will be in green, but they will have a lot of crowd support. So really looking forward to that one.
Can't wait to see what happens there. And Butch, it now is going to be a one-play three because Quetta Gladiators have snuck into second.
Yeah, brilliant. 3 on the trot. They've absolutely loved playing here in Lahore. Islamabad have had a bit of time off. I can't remember the last time they played, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects them. And Lahore Qalandars, for me, I think they're one change away from being able to field a very, very strong all-round side here. I think they can afford to leave out the opener, Naeem, and perhaps bring in one of their quicks, especially playing on this surface here. Remember, Daryl Mitchell bowled 4 overs in the last... He doesn't bowl 4 overs for New Zealand. So they're just a little bit light on fast bowling. Make that change. It should be an epic game.
And Islamabad United, they haven't been defeated yet, but here at Gaddafi, with the 13th man, of course, being the awesome crowd here around Lahore, do you think they have what it takes to try and upset the table toppers?
Yeah, I think so. I think Lahore Qalandars is one side that has the bowling lineup to just throw Islamabad off. Yes, they're bad deep. Yes, they're from the very get-go. They go after the bowlers. But if you put them in here with Lahore Qalandars, you never know. I really feel, like you said, with the crowd on their side, but Lahore Qalandars look a good unit. Yes, they make those bowling changes, maybe bring Zaman back in, Haris Rauf, Shaheen Shah Afridi. It should be a good one. So you might just see the table shift a little bit then tomorrow.
But Mark, the problem is the way that Islamabad bat, power hitting right from 1 to about 7. If they bat first on this, like you could be actually exploiting that for 200 plus.
You could, as long as you play the conditions well in the power play. I mean, it's as simple as that. Don't be 3 or 4 down in the power play. The pitch is flat enough. It just bounces a bit. I think it's going to be an epic game because Qalandars bat deep too. So it should be a clash of the Titans.
Looking forward to seeing what happens there. I think that's all we have time for, and I can actually say that we finished during the day today. Isn't that crazy? We actually will see you tomorrow for the first time this season.
It is still the 29th.
It's still the 29th. But it's been an emphatic victory to the Quetta Gladiators. One to remember, one to forget for the Multan Sultans. Thank you both so much for your time. Exceptional work, as always, upstairs in the commentary box.
Pleasure.
It's been a joy having you with us at home as well. Thank you so much for tuning in for another season of HBL PSL, another episode, if you will. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for an important match, though. Lahore Qalandars and Islamabad United. Will someone manage to upset the table toppers? You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to find out. But for now, Bahut Shukriya for joining us, and we'll see you then.